Welcome back to Tokyo. I thought I'd just do something really simple today, which is just to invite you on a simple stroll. Nothing fancy. Keep your expectations low. But, I think it's always interesting to see what streets look like in different parts of the world. So, I don't know, let's go on a little stroll and let's, see if there's any interesting spots. And already, there is one. Of course, Japan has a Hello Kitty themed storage facility. There you go. Approved by Sanrio itself, the copyright owners of Hello Kitty. That's fantastic. So, I was at my share house, where I'm staying for the next month or so, and a girl in there was cooking chicken in Coca-Cola, so I couldn't deal with that. So I think since the weather's nice, might as well go for a simple stroll. This is by no means a central area of Tokyo. This isn't the central business district, no downtown, nothing like that. Just a simple neighborhood. But along the way, hopefully we'll see some cool stuff. There's a system of canals nearby that I'd like to cross over. This is definitely the more boring part of the walk. I was a little bit tempted to start this down there, but I think we couldn't skip the Hello Kitty storage place. And here we are. So this area is all actually reclaimed land. So this all would have been Tokyo Bay in the past, but they've made each of these islands individually. You can see the artificial shape. So people call these canals, I call them a canal, or rivers, but it's actually the water that's left over from what used to all be Tokyo Bay. And I think this is where the bridge is. Let's check out the river, canal, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what to call it. Asimasen. Yeah, it's a nice peaceful place to come. Let's see how many people look at me as if I'm absolutely crazy for walking around talking to myself. Let's be fair, I am absolutely crazy for doing this. In the background there is Tokyo Skytree. I think it's the second largest building in the world. Second to the Burj Khalifa. It's known as the Burj Dubai. There were some dudes here earlier today that kind of rocked up and, there's the boat, that massive boat over there. I use the word massive very liberally. It's a medium-sized boat and they were all casting off and fishing. It looked fun. It's funny, when you look at the map and you see all these kind of artificial shapes of the islands, it looks pretty awful, but I really like the way it's kind of come together. It has the effect of having these river-like things in between them. I'm always amazed at the kind of sense of infrastructure that they have in Tokyo, especially coming from Australia, where they just, I don't know, they probably wouldn't make this bridge for you in Australia. They'd probably say, hey, go down to that bridge and cross there and then come here. At the bridge, we've got another kind of suspended highway on top, skyscrapers behind. This is the kind of sense of development you get in city centers in other cities. This is just a random ass suburb. Here we are again. So here's the plan. We've crossed this bridge and we're going to weave our way through here. Stop off at a convenience store so you can see what it's like. If you're interested, I say if you're interested, I'm going to take you either way. You're a captive audience at this point. The 3 people who watch my videos. And then we're going to go up here and get a coffee. I was invited to something very interesting today, which I intend to go to. I have a friend who's a human rights journalist. He goes to places like Myanmar and reports on the refugee crisis and things like that. They're really interesting stuff. He's an older guy. He covered he did a lot of research and talks about the breakup of former Yugoslavia. So he's doing a talk tonight, which he's invited me to, at what was once the North Korean refugee community in Japan. He's going to talk about some racial discrimination issues in Japan. So looking forward to that. So this is definitely going to be a chill video. The name of the channel is Think, Talk, Travel. I suppose from your perspective, if you don't live in Tokyo, you're traveling. For me, I'm just kind of walking around my neighborhood. But I definitely think there's going to be more thinking than talking today. We'll just have a chill one and check out some spots. Such a cool view. The sky tree in the background over the rooftops. I feel like I'm in an anime or something, actually. Yeah, you see, Australia would not make all of this nice spiral thing to bring you back up. Japan's great in that regard. Oh. Try not to die down the steps. Where are we at now? No idea. just kind of slowed down to let that person pass me, so I'm not walking in front of her being all weird. Let's take a little scenic route. In desperate need of a haircut, by the way. So this area is more of a kind of factory type area. So there's lots of little factories and at least that's what I think they are. They look like factories. Nice little park. Cute kid. That was cute. I'm not sure if you figured out why I just stepped out. I saw some English speakers and I felt kind of shy. Let's stick to talking English like a crazy person around the Japanese factory workers who think I'm a famous journalist or something. Little do they know I own a YouTube channel with 0 subscribers. They really pack the cars in tight here. No messing around whatsoever. You notice that the car can't be parked without putting the mirrors in. I guess that's the expression I should use. Folding the mirrors in. You also notice a lot of Japanese houses will have the family name of the family that lives there. So it's Yamamoto, for example. Let's go down here. I guess that kind of helps the post to be sorted. If you address a letter or something to Mr. Yamamoto or Miss Yamamoto, post it, helps the postman find it. It's a good idea. What do we got here? Is it a nursery school or something? Or? Interesting place. It's either an old person's home or it's some sort of culture school. What's going on there? Imagine they do tea ceremony and stuff. Japanese sado tea ceremony is a very ceremonious event involving tea, believe it or not. Definitely a chill video, this one. Well, I promised a convenience store and allow me to deliver. Family Mart. Ever true, ever there, ever convenient. Let's check it out. And of course, underneath the big green, white, and blue Family Mart sign that says in big letters, Tabako Sake. Booze and smokes. Bigger amenities. Makeup. Snacks. Magazines. Gotcha porn. Sushi. Some great dieting foods, actually. Something I could use. Pre-prepared warm food at the front. As promised. Got your bathroom, which is actually really convenient. It's something I like about Japan's bathroom. Conveniently located, wherever you want to go. Let's get this water. Ah, すみません。お願いします。そのままでいいです。スイカでお願いします。
はい。P カードをお持ちの方はお申し出ください。
ありがとうございます。There we are. I'm trying to open this bottle with my teeth. It's not going very well. Here's an awkward shot. There we go. Not quite. One moment. I didn't think about the logistics of that, of holding the camera and trying to open a bottle. Let me give you an exclusive ground shot of Tokyo. Lucky you. Quality footage. Problem solved. So I think we're headed in the right direction. Earlier today I rode that bus that went down there. I just spilled water over myself. Just went down there to go to this ramen place that had these rave reviews, but it had a line that looked like it was going to take about an hour or so. So just kind of wandered around, came home. Yeah, I thought it looked like a nice area, so time to go back for a coffee. Where I'm from, great English, where I'm from, and where I think probably a lot of people are from, the standard is generally to have quite large, expansive parks. Japan does it a little bit differently. It has some big parks. Yogi Park in Tokyo is absolutely massive. It's probably similar size to Hyde Park in London, or a bit bigger than Central Park in New York. But for the most part, It's definitely kind of more little community parks dotted through the city, which I actually think is good. I think there's safety in the fact that you can be seen from the street, that you're never kind of too deep in this dark park alone. That's a good system. So do keep in mind that this was all Tokyo Bay. This is all artificial. So I'm not quite sure what those gates are for. I think they might be to help prevent flooding in some way. I'm not quite sure. Let's go up here. Just pick up after your dog. Pick up after your dog. Don't throw stuff on the ground. Don't ride motorcycles down here. That almost looks like a cherry blossom tree over there, but it's not the right season at all for it to be blooming. It must be something else. I don't know enough about botany to look at these trees and tell you which one is a cherry blossom, but I imagine that this would be a really nice place to plant them. When it's spring, kind of have all these lovely cherry blossoms over the river. There's a Hello Kitty towel on the opposite side there. Surprised I haven't seen anyone fishing along here. You don't need a license or anything like that to fish in Japan. You just gotta cast off. Okay, I think that's our route over this Nankai Bashi Bridge. The Bashi means bridge, so the bridge has been repeated. It's the Nankai Bridge. Fantastic, let's do it. Oh, there's some cats. Tokyo cats. Maybe that should be the name of this video now. I thought they were feral for a second, but no, they have nice collars. Let's see if he'll let me pat him or run away. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Oh, you're cute. Alright. I've seen something that I absolutely must record. I think it's going to top the Hello Kitty storage facility. Let's check it out. That's a good one. You build up the anticipation. I got cat fur on me now. All right, 1 second. Okay, good. Oh. So I'm here in front of this middle school. The Koto District Kagawa 8th Middle School, it says. And there's this lovely little entrance to this park, really, really nice. But the statue, I think we have to point out. So we're coming up to it. Looks like a fish, yeah, very appropriately themed for the river area. Lovely garden here as well. Let's check out the fish a little closer. It's the body of a fish with the face of a man. I don't really know what to say. I think what disturbs me about this the most is that it's a kind of like it kind of got a tortured expression on its face with the kind of mask of a human. Just in constant pain of, I don't know, is it a fish putting on a mask? Or is it a man who's being turned into a fish and he's just holding his head, just wanting it to end? It's beautiful. Let's continue our journey. Not often you see a crane in the middle of a river. These are the kind of deep thoughts that you can expect on this channel. Again, it always amazes me how built up Tokyo is, even just in these random suburbs. I'm sure if I said the name of the suburb I'm in right now to all people in Tokyo, never heard of it. Yet it's as developed as some city centers and major places around the world. Well, if this is the city center of your city, it's probably not a major place, but it definitely doesn't feel like it's out in the middle of nowhere. So now that I've seen the fish, I know that I'm in the neighborhood that I wanted to come to. And now it's just a question of hunting down this coffee. and getting back for the human rights talk in the former North Korean community. At least I've got an interesting life. He wasn't playing around on that bicycle. Over this way, I think. Why not walk through a grocery store for fun? He's yelling about how I'm not sure what they were, turnips or something like that. He's yelling out that what was it? They're blue because the mountain's cold. Where they come from? Trying to go around this guy. That's an interesting sight. I can still hear him off to the side. Trying to get those turnips sold. Alright, cool little spot. Let's continue. As a lady kind of smiling, old lady smiling, makes some filming. All done. Traditional Japanese restaurant. Of course, we have the sign saying, "Come in here, karaoke." Got an all-you-can-drink plan, so you can get hammered and sing some songs. Oh, it's an old one. Look at the sign. Karaoke box sign. Probably been there since the 70s or something. The ever ubiquitous Family Mart. I do stop at the lights sometimes. And then I get bored. It's such a peaceful little area. I really like it. I guess peaceful if you don't live next to the vegetable market. I should have thrown out my drink back at the family mart. What am I thinking? There'll be another. This is the coffee shop I was looking for. Let's go in. はい、こんにちは。ホットコーヒーやってますか？
ホットコーヒーございます。
はい、いくらですか？
豆によってお値段違うんですけど、
あー、わかりました。
380円か400円かどちら？
わかりました。なんか味が濃いのってありますか？
こちらの方が深入りのコーヒーですので、味が濃くて、あちらに行けば行くほどどちらかというとコクが弱い。
わかりました。じゃあこちらの一つのカップのコーヒーでお願いします。
お持ち帰り。
そうですね、お持ち帰りでお願いします。
では380円。
はい。
これでそれこれにカフェが持ってたカメラがあると
ちょっと散歩の撮影をしてるんです散歩の撮影をしてるんです外で散歩しててで家族に見せるために友達お願いします
どうも
ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。約20円のお返しです。レシートはお持ちになりますか？
あ、大丈夫です。ありがとうございます。はい、わかりました。 ありがとうございます。美味しそうです。
お砂糖やミルクは
あ、大丈夫です。そのままでいいです。ありがとうございます。すいません。
ペットボトルはいいですか？
あ、すいません。はい。
大丈夫ですか？
持ってきます。すいませんでした。ありがとうございます。どうも。ありがとうございます。Well, that was slightly awkward, but looks like good coffee. My apologies, I didn't really film her making it much. I didn't want to make her feel uncomfortable by just coming in and randomly shoving a camera in her face. That's really good. Got my plastic bottle under my arm. Time to throw it out. Be a lot more comfortable when I do. Plastic bottles. I like how the cap goes into the same place. When I say I like it, I mean there's absolutely no point of separating them. Some damn good coffee. So if I did cut me waiting in the cafe, I got myself a nice coffee. Lady brewed it for me, did a good job. And if I didn't cut it, then basically what I was just chatting with her, was just saying, hey, what are the different kind of flavor profiles of the beans? Looking for something with a strong flavor. She said, yeah, you know, the dark beans have the stronger flavor. Got myself a nice dark brew. And yeah, then I almost left my plastic bottle there on her counter like an idiot. Oh, this place looks legit. It's like a nice little craft beer and wine bar. It looks like, I'm not sure whether it's a, I don't know. It's kind of like a fusion between a pub and a bar. So I think that what happened here was there used to be one of those canals. Because it says, and I think this is what's remaining of it, because it says it's the remains of a bridge. So I imagine that there was a one of those rivers going through here, and that was the bridge that went over it. And now I guess they've drained it and turned it into a little park. What's down here? Yeah, that must have been what's happened here. Oh, wow. Okay. So in the past, this must have been the river. And they've drained it and turned it into a bike lane by the looks of things. They made this beautiful little walking path. Huh. So I guess they've just kind of connected two islands and made this. It's pretty cool. Again, it's your responsibility as a dog owner to pick up after your dog, is what it says. Quality content. I think I'm just going to put this all up, just raw, unedited footage. I spent a while editing the last video, but no one watched it, so... I think it's also quite interesting to just, you know, see what the actual vibe is in different places around the world, unedited. This is the kind of stuff I'd like to watch. Especially if I was, you know, if I'd never been to Japan, I wanted to move there. Just to kind of see what it's actually like. When people say, "Oh, I could never live in Tokyo," it's too it's too noisy. I was going to say that's not the case, but then there's a guy banging away on the construction up there. You know, I think it's interesting to just, you know, through the power of the internet, be able to just kind of be transported to places and, I don't know, just see how the signs are, see how the people act, see how they crack their neck while they're making videos. I mean, something I always enjoyed doing was just going on Google Maps and going on the street view of just places that I just knew I'd never get the opportunity to go to, you know, just places in Siberia, Iceland, Egypt, those sorts of locations, and just kind of going down and just looking at, oh, okay, wow, they have massive trucks in Siberia and things like that. I find that fascinating. How are we doing for time? I need to be at this thing at 4 o'clock. It's 3:34, so I better start making my way back. Before I do, let's check out this. This looks really cool. It's all kind of overgrown. Wow. What's that? Is that a shrine on the other side? You know we've got to check out the overgrown shrine. This is interesting. It says danger. No entry permitted. And it says it's a bicycle parking place. I'm not sure why it's so dangerous to go into the bicycle parking place. I don't really feel like my life's in peril right now. Unless they're saying don't try to go in and climb that thing. You know people have done it. Actually, you know what? It's Japan. People probably haven't. What a cool little suburb. Wow. What does it say? It says don't bring your dog into the shrine. Wonder if you're allowed to bring Australians in. I don't really kind of want to jump over that. It seems a bit disrespectful. Because vlogging is the peak of respect. There we go. That little slipway. would be a lot more peaceful without those announcements in the background, but well. Oh. So this is a Shinto shrine. Shinto is the native religion of Japan. In a Shinto shrine, you wash your hands here to cleanse yourself. This is not a traditional Shinto character. Then you make your way up to the main area of the shrine where you pray. Usually throw in a couple of coins into the box. Ring the bell. Bow a couple of times and clap your hands. The clapping is said to be for the purpose of drawing the attention of the gods. Such a beautiful place. Really enjoyed this walk. Hope you have too. That would be so fascinating, living up there. Just having the view out over the shrine. I was going to say the sound of the bell might get annoying after a while, but it's probably a better deal than living next to the turnip porker. So many little adventures to have. Okay, well I think it's time for me to go to my thing. So I've decided to leave you at this mossy, mildewy river along this interesting bridge. Thank you very much for joining me. My channel's very small right now. And I'm still quite shy talking in public in front of people, but if you've enjoyed this kind of content, just simple stuff, walking around, talking about things, showing things that perhaps are on the other side of the world for you, so you can get a feel of what they'd be like, maybe decide whether it's somewhere you want to travel or not, then please, I do encourage you to continue watching my channel. I'll be continuing to put out videos on a fairly regular basis. So yeah, please help me out by subscribing so you can see similar content if it's the kind of thing that you'd want to see. Thanks a lot, and I hope you have a great day. Cheers.